Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Thursday, October the 6th. Let's start with presidential politics. Donald Trump said in a speech today that some of the terrible things he said about women, fat pigs, ugly, repulsive, that sort of thing, well, that was just entertainment from back when he was a reality TV star. It was just playing for laughs. You see, he didn't really mean it. Now, I don't know exactly how that covers some remarks within the last week about Miss Universe, some pretty pointed, ugly remarks, and some not very nice things about Hillary Clinton either, but there you go. Perhaps he should look into a little blackface routine and some step and fetch it jokes. Some people think those are funny too. Back home in Arkansas, John Brummett, columnist for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, reported this morning that the expected arrival of a bathroom bill in the 2017 legislative session, that is something that explicitly discriminates against transgender people on which facilities they may use, is meeting some opposition from Governor Asa Hutchinson. Now, Asa Hutchinson is no friend of LGBT people, but he understands it would be poison for Arkansas to pass this bill, just as North Carolina's done. We already have 2 state laws that are discriminatory against LGBT people, and perhaps the world will start taking notice if we pass a 3rd one as well. And so he is pushing back. The question will be is if the legislature passes such a bill, and the odds on that look pretty good right now, with the governor veto it, even knowing that there'd be a certain override. That would be courage, and they sometimes say courage is necessary even when you know you're going to lose. If you don't speak up now, somebody may come for you, a famous person once said. News from Conway. The University of Central Arkansas Board of Trustees will meet tomorrow. They're talking about a presidential search to replace Tom Courtway, who plans to step down at the end of June. Interesting report on Arkansas Blog this morning. Prosecutor Cody Highland of Conway, UCA graduate, is somebody who's been mentioned very prominently as a potential choice for this position. His politics would be valuable. He's close to Asa Hutchinson. He's a Republican. He has no experience in higher education administration, but he could find somebody who'd have some of those chops. Somewhat depends on if there are any really strong academic, more conventional people who arrive in the application process. The deadline for applications is tomorrow, and so we'll know soon which direction the UCA board is going to go, I think. Very interesting story on the Huffington Post this morning about a death in the bi-state jail in Texarkana, which serves Arkansas and Texas and is run by a private operator. A terrible story of somebody arrested on a misdemeanor who died in the jail. It's been called a natural death, but the account of it and the video of it doesn't seem very natural at all. He was sat upon by deputies. He was pepper sprayed. He said he couldn't breathe. He didn't get medical treatment. Now he's dead. The ACLU is looking at a lot of similar so-called natural deaths around the country in jails. Sometimes they need a closer look. This certainly seems like one of those. There's another national anthem dispute. This one's in Saline County at Bauxite. A Bauxite minor football player took a knee during a national anthem being played during a pep rally there, was knocked over by a teammate, was jeered by students, and a football coach told him to get the F up. Well, that's one way of dealing with the First Amendment expression. The school district is said to be reviewing all the facts about this. I don't know why you have to wait to review that students should not hit another student, or that football coaches should be disrespecting people's First Amendment rights. We do have a right not to observe patriotic observations in classrooms and elsewhere. The Supreme Court has made that clear long ago. Elections do have consequences. Asa Hutchinson today named 3 people he will name to vacant circuit judgeships and 1 prosecuting attorney slot. All these were made vacant by elections this year, people moving up. You can be sure he didn't look to the ranks of liberal Democrats to fill those positions. That's what politics are about. Arrests were made yesterday of 3 teenagers in Bentonville doing something terrible. 2 of them drove around, one wearing a clown costume, and he wore that clown costume and honked a horn at some children. Remember Clarabelle, the clown on the Howdy Doody show? That clown honked a horn too. But this was judged to be terroristic threatening. There's a great fear of clowns afoot in the world. A lot of people don't like clowns. In fact, they're kind of bothered by them generally. I'd say this will not be a year to wear clown costumes at Halloween. And finally, an item in the Arkansas Times about the formal resumption of dropping turkeys from an airplane at 500 feet over Yellville to attract a crowd to the Yellville Turkey Trot has gone viral on social media, and animal rights activists all over the country are rising up in protest. There's not much that can be done about it. Perhaps a mass outpouring of outrage from people around the country might bring some shame to Yellville and to Dana Woods, a Mountain View pharmacist is so proud of dropping turkeys out of an airplane. Not sure. This has been going on for a long time. They think it's really funny to drop these turkeys and then chase after them and grab them by the neck. Great sport. Ha ha. I won't be there, as I've said before. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.